Have you ever dreamed of being in a country where ancient castles, as if descended from the pages of chivalric novels, are reflected in the slow, misty waters of the Loire, and the endless lavender fields of Provence go beyond the horizon, filling the air with intoxicating aroma? Where the air itself seems imbued with the smell of freshly baked croissants from the nearest bakery, the bitter aroma of coffee with milk and the salty sea breeze coming from the coast of Normandy or the Côte d'Azur. France is not just a geographical point on the map of Europe, it is its fluttering heart, its living, breathing history, its inexhaustible cultural treasure, tantalizing and inspiring. It's more than just a trip. It's a deep, sensual immersion in the beauty and aesthetics of life that will stay with you forever, either as a treasured memory or as a dream that you want to return to again and again. Are you ready to open your heart and discover these 60 wonders, these pearls of France, which will undoubtedly make you fall in love with this wonderful land at first sight, at first breath, at first note of its unique melody? The Eiffel Tower. Its recognizable lacy silhouette elegantly piercing the Parisian sky makes the heart soar. By day, it is not only a symbol of Gustave Eiffel's engineering genius, but also a witness to countless love stories at its foot on the Champ de Mars. Her metal structures play with hues depending on the Parisian light. At night, it transforms into a beacon, flooded with thousands of twinkling golden lights, putting on a dazzling hourly light show over the sleeping city of lovers. Getting to the top is a pilgrimage. Elevators glide along its curves, revealing breathtaking panoramas of rooftops, parks, and the winding Seine. From the top, you can embrace Paris with your eyes, feeling its breath and unique rhythm. The Eiffel Tower is not just cold metal, but the pulse and soul of the city, its eternal melody, sounding in the language of wind and lights. To enter the Louvre is to step into the crossroads of times and civilizations. Behind the modern glass pyramid, contrasting with ancient facades, there are kilometers of galleries where the Mona Lisa smiles enigmatically. The Venus of Milos captivates with antique beauty, and the winged Nika of Samothrace seems about to take off. Every corridor, every painting is a dialogue with the geniuses of the past, from ancient Egypt to the Renaissance. You don't explore the Louvre, you get lost in it, finding a piece of your soul in the reflection of masterpieces. It is a place where the history of art comes alive, making your heart beat faster. Even after its trials, its majestic towers and multicolored stained glass windows preserve 8 centuries of history and the spirit of Paris. The stone of its walls remembers prayers, coronations, and the breath of Victor Hugo. The deep sounds of the organ seem to hover beneath the vaults, and the light through the Gothic roses draws mystical patterns. The famous chimeras and gargoyles look down on the city from on high. Notre Dame is not just a cathedral, it is a symbol of resilience and eternal beauty, a phoenix rising from the ashes, beating in the heart of the capital. To climb Montmartre Hill is to plunge into the atmosphere of Bohemian Paris of the early 20th century. Narrow cobbled streets, Place Turte with its street artists, and the snow-white basilica of Sacré-Cœur soaring above the city. Everything here breathes art, freedom, and romance. Toulouse-Lautrec, Picasso, Van Gogh created here, and the air is still saturated with their inspiration. Montmartre is a place where you want to wander aimlessly, sit on the steps of the basilica, admiring the panorama of Paris, or drink coffee in a cozy cafe, watching the life of this unique quarter. Sailing under the ancient bridges of the Seine, such as the Pont Neuf or the Alexandre III Bridge, you see Paris from a completely different, enchanting perspective. Reflections of the Louvre, Notre Dame, and the Eiffel Tower glide across the dark water, creating vivid, changing pictures. The evening cruise is especially magical when the city lights up with millions of lights, giving the buildings mystery. It is not just a walk, it is an opportunity to see the soul of Paris, its hidden poetry reflected in its main waterway, to feel its romantic heartbeat. Versailles is a hymn to the boundless luxury and power of Louis XIV. The famous Mirror Gallery, where every step is reflected in golden light, remembers the splendor of royal balls. The boundless, geometrically aligned gardens of André Lenotre with fountains and sculptures are striking in scale. The Grand and Petit Trianon, as well as Marie Antoinette's village, are corners of seclusion. Walking through its halls and alleys, it is as if you hear the whispers of history, court intrigues, and the sounds of harpsichord. Versailles is a dazzling symbol of the epoch, frozen in the glitter of gold. Cape Tears is where two World Heritage sites, the Great Barrier Reef and the Daintree Rainforest, meet and merge. It is one of the few places on Earth where the ancient rainforest slopes right down to the coral reefs. The air here is humid and heavy, filled with the scents of exotic plants. Here you can walk through the mangroves, watch for rare birds and perhaps see casuaras, majestic birds that roam the forest. Cape Tears is a place where you can feel the pristine power of nature. Omaha Beach, Utah Beach, Gold. These names are forever written in history. Today's rustling waves contrast with the rumble of former battles on June 6, 1944. Endless beaches, remnants of fortifications, memorials, and well-kept military cemeteries with rows of white crosses remind of the price of freedom. This is not a place for idle curiosity, but for deep reflection and quiet gratitude to those who changed the course of world history. The famous chalk cliffs of Étretat, with their majestic natural arches like Porte d'Aval and Manpour and the Needle Rock, as if sculpted by a giant, inspired Monet and Maupassant. A walk along the tops of these snow-white cliffs offers spectacular views of the English Channel. Legends of treasure add a romantic flavor. Étretat is a place where nature shows its power and subtle beauty, creating unforgettable landscapes. To enter Claude Monet's house and garden in Giverny is to enter his paintings. The famous Japanese bridge covered in wisteria, the pond with countless lilies that the artist painted over and over again, the riot of colors in the flower garden of Claude Normand, all created with love and inspiration of the artist himself. It seems that Monet has just stepped away from his easel. The artist's home, with its colorful interiors and collection of Japanese prints, is also open. Giverny is a place where art and nature merge in perfect harmony. The Loire Valley, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a fairy tale come to life, with over 300 castles dotted along the banks of the river. From grand royal residences like Chambord to elegant estates like Chenonceau, each castle holds its own stories of love, intrigue, and glory. A journey through the Loire Valley is an immersion into the French Renaissance, a world of exquisite architecture, lush gardens, and legendary art de vivre. Chambord, the largest of the Loire castles, with its forest of turrets and its famous double spiral staircase, possibly designed by Da Vinci, is striking in scale and originality. Commissioned by Francis Thuriners as a hunting lodge, it became a symbol of royal ambition. The huge fenced park around it invites to walks where deer can be encountered. Chambord is an architectural fantasy realized in stone. The elegant chenonceau, which is galleried across the Cher River, is called the Ladies' Château. Its history is linked to Diane de Poitiers and Catherine de Medici. Magnificent flower gardens named in their honor, luxurious interiors with works of art in its unique location make Chenonceau one of the most romantic chateaux of the Loire. Every detail here breathes history and feminine flavor. Shark Bay is a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its unique ecology and ancient stromatolites, which are some of the oldest living organisms on Earth. Here you can watch wild dolphins feeding at Monkey Mia, as well as see sea cows, turtles, and sharks. The bay is also known for its red rocks and turquoise waters, creating stunning contrasts. Shark Bay is a place where you can touch antiquity and amazing natural life. Colmar, with its labyrinth of narrow streets, colorful half-timbered houses, and the canals of the Little Venice, is like an illustration from a fairy tale. Home to the sculptor Bartholdi, it cherishes its heritage. Alsatian wine tasting, boat rides, and an atmosphere of eternal festivity, and especially at the Christmas fairs, make Colmar unforgettable. This road loops among the vineyards at the foot of the Vosges, through charming villages like Egesheim or Riquier, with their castles and houses in geraniums. Here you can stop at family-run wineries, taste the famous Alsatian wines, Riesling, Gewürztraminer, and enjoy the hospitality and local cuisine. This is a journey for the soul, the eyes, and the taste buds. Annecy, with its crystal-clear turquoise lake, one of the cleanest in Europe, and the canal-lined old town, is called the Venice of the Alps. Flower bridges, the stone ship-like island palace, and Annecy Castle create a romantic atmosphere. Whether it's boating, swimming, paragliding, or relaxing on the waterfront, Annecy offers a sense of purity and peace. Lake Hillier is a mysterious pink lake on Middle Island in the Recherche Archipelago, Western Australia. Its bright pink color is still a subject of scientific research, but it is believed to be caused by the presence of special algae and bacteria. The lake is surrounded by white sand and dense eucalyptus forest, creating an incredible contrast of colors. It looks so unreal that it feels as if you have entered a fairy tale. Bondi Beach isn't just a beach, it's an icon of Australian culture. Its golden sand, turquoise waves, and ever-bustling life make it one of the most famous beaches in the world. Here you can surf, sunbathe, walk the scenic coastal path to Coogee, or just people watch. Bondi is the epitome of the relaxed Australian lifestyle, where the energy of the city merges with the serenity of the ocean. Kingarow is a town in Queensland known for its peanut fields and nut production. While it may not seem as spectacular as other places, Kingarow offers an authentic glimpse of rural Australia. Here you can visit a peanut factory, sample local produce, and enjoy the tranquility of rural life. This is the place for those looking for an authentic, non-touristy experience. Jervis Bay is a natural harbor on the south coast of New South Wales, known for its white sand beaches such as Hymes Beach, which is famous for its record-breaking white sand. The waters of the bay are crystal clear and ideal for swimming, snorkeling, and dolphin watching. Eucalyptus forests and scenic coastal trails can also be found here. Jervis Bay is the perfect place for a relaxing vacation in nature. Cannes is synonymous with glamour in cinema. The Croisette, with its palm trees, boutiques, and Palais de Festival, breathes glamour, especially during the film festival. Here you can stroll along the Walk of Stars or just sit in a cafe watching the elegant crowd. Cannes retains its charm as a city of eternal celebration. Jenolan Caves are the largest limestone cave system in Australia, located in the Blue Mountains. These caves are spectacular with their giant stalactites, stalagmites, underground rivers, and crystal-clear lakes. Visitors can explore a variety of caves, some of which are equipped for easy walking, while others require more serious endeavors. This is a place where you can feel like an explorer of the underground world. Between Marseille and Cassis lies the Calanques Park, white limestone cliffs jutting into turquoise waters. These narrow fjord-like bays hide pebble beaches and grottos. You can explore the Calanques on foot, by kayak, or on a boat tour. This is a place of wild, pristine beauty where you want to speak in whispers. Europe's largest canyon, the Verdon Gorge, is astonishing in its scale and the emerald color of the river. Activities here are varied: kayaking, rafting, swimming on Lake St. Croix, rock climbing, or a trip along the Route des Crêtes panoramic road with breathtaking views. Verdun is a natural wonder that leaves a lasting impression. In June and July, Provence, especially the Valençol Plateau, turns into a purple sea of lavender in bloom. The heady aroma fills the air, and the buzzing of bees creates a calming soundtrack. Landscapes with rows of lavender trees stretching to the horizon seem to come from the paintings of the Impressionists. It is the hallmark of Provence, a symbol of its beauty and romance. The grandiose Papal Palace in Avignon, one of the largest Gothic palaces in Europe, was the seat of the popes in the 14th century. Its strong walls, high towers, spacious halls with remnants of frescoes preserve the memory of the times of the church schism and the luxury of the papal court. Avignon's famous Saint Benazet Bridge adds a romantic note to this historic city. The Royal Botanic Gardens in Sydney is a green oasis in the heart of the city, where you can take a break from the hustle and bustle of the city and enjoy the beauty of plants from around the world. There are themed gardens, tropical greenhouses, and scenic walkways overlooking the harbor and opera house. The garden is a place for quiet walks, picnics, and enjoying nature. The medieval fortress city of Carcassonne, with its double row of walls, 52 towers and narrow streets, seems to transport you back to the age of the knights. Meticulously restored, it is one of Europe's most impressive fortresses and a UNESCO site. A walk along the walls, a visit to the Count's castle and the Basilica of Saint-Nazaire leave an unforgettable impression. Bordeaux is an elegant city with 18th century architecture and the wine capital of the world. The surrounding region is famous for its prestigious vineyards. Traveling through the Médoc Saint-Emilion, visiting famous châteaux and tasting exquisite wines is a dream for any connoisseur and an immersion into the culture of winemaking. Melbourne Zoo is the oldest zoo in Australia and is home to animals from all over the world. It is home to rare and endangered species such as marsupial bears, penguins, tigers, and elephants. The zoo is actively involved in wildlife conservation programs and offers visitors the opportunity to learn more about the animals and their habitats. Biarritz is an elegant resort on the Atlantic, popular with surfers and aristocracy. The Virgin Mary Rock, Belle Epoque villas and casinos create a sophisticated vacation atmosphere. Traveling along the Basque coast reveals rocky shores, fishing ports like Saint-Jean-de-Luz, and an introduction to the unique Basque culture. This beautifully preserved medieval town with its golden stone houses, narrow streets, and lively markets is the jewel of Black Perigord. Here it seems as if time has stopped. In Sarlat, you can taste foie gras, truffles, and duck confit. Every building breathes history. Since the original Lascaux cave is closed, an exact replica has been created, Lascaux before. This replica reproduces the atmosphere and masterpieces of primitive art. Images of bulls, horses, and deer, 17,000 years old, executed with astonishing expressiveness. A visit to Lascaux before is a touch to the origins of human creativity. Old Melbourne Prison is a historic prison that once held some of Australia's most notorious criminals, including legendary gangster Ned Kelly. Today it has been turned into a museum where you can learn about the lives of the prisoners, see the cells and instruments of torture. It's a grim but fascinating place that offers a glimpse into the darker side of Melbourne's history. The Melbourne Museum is one of the largest museums in the Southern Hemisphere, offering a wide range of exhibitions on Australian history, culture, and nature. Here you can learn about dinosaurs, Aboriginal culture, the Victorian era, and much more. The museum is the perfect place for family fun and educational programs. The Victorian Parliament in Melbourne is a grand neoclassical building that is the seat of the Victorian State Parliament. You can visit the building to see its luxurious interiors and learn about Australia's political history. It is the place where important decisions are made that affect the lives of millions. Thousands of prehistoric megaliths, menhirs and dolmens, line the fields of Karnak. These Neolithic stone alleys are one of the largest megalithic complexes in the world. Their purpose still remains a mystery, attracting with mystery and scale. Isle of Beauty. Corsica's scenery is stunning, from the challenging GR20 hiking route through the mountains to the red cliffs of Kalanak Piana, a UNESCO site. It has it all: beaches, secluded coves, forests, mountain lakes, and towns rich in history. Corsica is an island with a strong character and breathtaking nature. The majestic Reims Cathedral, a Gothic masterpiece, was the coronation place of French kings. Its facades are decorated with thousands of sculptures, its interior with stained glass windows by Chagall. Reims is the capital of Champagne, and a visit to the Champagne houses, Veuve Clicquot, Taittinger, with a tour of the chalk cellars and tasting is a must on the program. Avenue de Champagne en Épernay is the Champs-Élysées of the Champagne world. Along the street are the luxurious mansions of the most famous producers, Moet and Chandon, Perrier-Jouët. Under the ground are kilometers of cellars where millions of bottles are stored. Many houses offer tours and tastings. The old port of Marseille, founded by the Greeks, is the heart of the city. Here the fish market buzzes, fishing boats neighbor yachts, and cafes offer the freshest seafood, including bouillabaisse. Nearby is the modern Museum building, connected to Fort Saint-Jean. Marseille is a city of energy, contrast, and Mediterranean flavor. The National Gallery of Victoria in Melbourne is Australia's oldest and largest public art gallery. It features an extensive collection of art from around the world, from ancient art to contemporary art. The gallery offers a wide range of exhibitions and programs and is one of Australia's leading cultural institutions. Adelaide Central Market is one of the largest indoor markets in the Southern Hemisphere, where you can find fresh produce, local delicacies, spices, and more. It has a lively atmosphere filled with the aromas of food and the sounds of vendors. The market is the place to get a taste of Adelaide and enjoy its culinary diversity. This unique nature reserve in the Rhone Delta is home to white Camargue horses, black bulls, and pink flamingos. The marshes, salt marshes, and rice fields create a unique landscape that is best explored on horseback or by bicycle to experience its wild beauty. Orléans is inextricably linked to Joan of Arc, who triumphed here in 1429. The Cathedral of St. Croix keeps the memory of the Maid of Orléans alive. The city has the House of Joan of Arc in her center. The annual May celebrations attract many tourists. The city is a symbol of French patriotism. Located in the hills above the Côte d'Azur, Grasse has been the world capital of perfumery since the 17th century. Flowers, jasmine, rose, tuberose, were grown here to create perfumes. You can visit the factories of Fragonard, Molinard, learn the secrets of fragrance creation, and even create your own perfume. This picturesque town on the border with Italy is famous for its mild climate and citrus fruits. Mentone is the city of lemons, which is reflected in the annual Lemon Festival with citrus sculptures. The city is also famous for its magnificent gardens, like the Marie Serene Garden. The Palace of Fontainebleau was the residence of French monarchs for 8 centuries. It is a mix of styles, from medieval to 19th century, with Napoleon I's apartments and Francis I's gallery. The huge Fontainebleau forest around it is a popular place for walking and rock climbing. The Queensland Art Gallery in Brisbane is the leading art gallery in Queensland, featuring an extensive collection of art from around the world, from ancient art to contemporary art. The gallery offers a wide range of exhibitions and programs and is one of Australia's leading cultural institutions. Brisbane City Botanic Gardens is a beautiful green oasis in the center of the city, where you can take a break from the hustle and bustle of the city and enjoy the beauty of plants from around the world. There are themed gardens, greenhouses, and scenic walking paths. The garden is a place for quiet walks and enjoying nature. With its inside-out architecture, where communications are brought outside, the Pompidou Center is home to the National Museum of Modern Art, Picasso, Matisse, Warhol, a library and exhibition spaces. Its rooftop offers panoramic views of Paris. This picturesque canal with its locks, cast iron bridges, and shady embankments is a popular place for walks and picnics. It has a relaxed, bohemian atmosphere. There are bars, cafes, and boutiques along the canal. A boat ride along the canal is a unique experience. One of the most picturesque parks in Paris, with a hilly terrain, a lake with Belvedere Island and the Temple of Sibylla, rocks, a grotto, and a waterfall. It is an ideal place for solitude, picnics, and enjoying nature. Views of the city can be enjoyed from the upper points. It is not just a cemetery, but an open-air museum where Oscar Wilde, Edith Piaf, Jim Morrison, and Chopin are buried. A walk through its shady alleys among ancient tombstones and crypts is a journey through history, art, and human destinies. Capital of Hauts-de-France, Lille charm with its Flemish architecture on the Grand Place and in Old Lille. Narrow streets, brick houses, boutiques, and patisseries create a unique atmosphere. The Palais des Beaux-Arts houses the second most important collection in France. France's largest regional park covers 4 volcanic massifs, including the Puy chain with 80 extinct volcanoes. This unique landscape offers opportunities for hiking around the craters, Agi, Puy de Dôme, hot air ballooning. The Volcania Park tells the story of the volcanoes. This medieval village on the pilgrimage route to Santiago de Compostela is a gem of Romanesque art. Its 11th and 12th century St. Foy Abbey church preserves relics and is famous for its Last Judgment tympanum. The narrow streets and peaceful atmosphere make Conky a place where time stands still. Perth's Elizabeth Quay Square is a modern community center on the banks of the River Swan, with restaurants, cafes, stores, and entertainment. Here you can stroll along the waterfront, take a boat ride, or just enjoy the atmosphere of the city. The square is the perfect place for relaxation and entertainment for the whole family. Sydney's Taronga Zoo is one of Australia's leading zoos, located on the shores of Sydney Harbour, with stunning views of the city. It is home to animals from all over the world, including native Australian animals. The zoo is actively involved in wildlife conservation programs and offers visitors the opportunity to learn more about the animals and their habitats. France is not just a dot on the map, it is a kaleidoscope of sensations. It is the taste of morning coffee with a croissant on a Parisian street, the scent of lavender in Provence, the grandeur of Gothic cathedrals, and the splendor of the Côte d'Azur. Each place on this list is not just beautiful, it is full of history, character, and soul. Perhaps you have already felt the desire to see it all with your own eyes. Don't put off your dream. Support our channel, subscribe, and together we will go on more amazing journeys. Let's discover the world deeper, brighter, with love. See you at the next stop of inspiration.